Congressman, you recently introduced the Student Athlete Equity Act. Can you tell us what that is and what that would do?
Yes. Over the years, we've looked into this. I've been here in D.C. for the last maybe a little over 4 years, but the last year and a half, we've really studied this information, done some research, met with people like Dr. Condoleezza Rice, the NCAA, Jay Billis, and others, because I feel like that we have one area where injustice is taking place right before our eyes, the lack of access to the free market. Specifically, what our piece of legislation would do would let these young men and young women, student athletes, have access to their own image or likeness. They're old enough to go serve in a war zone, they're old enough to vote, but the student athlete is the only student on campus that literally has to sign a moratorium, a document saying, I have no access to my image or likeness. You can make as much profit as you want to with it, and I can't have any kind of connection with it. So we're trying to undo that. We're not asking the university to pay anything. We're not asking the NCAA to pay anything. But for 99% of these student athletes, they will not receive ever in their life a professional sports contract or a single dollar from an organization. What we're saying is while they're at school, allow them to go out and work. If they want to go sign autographs at their hometown, if they're a backup quarterback at some school, whatever it might be, is that they have access to be able to do so.
Congressman, I know you've got bipartisan support on this. Lead co-sponsor is Democrat Cedric Richmond. Do you have expectation that this will actually get through the House?
Oh, I have full expectation. This is not a showpiece of legislation. This is something that I think is very important. You know, Republicans over the last decade or something have gotten stereotyped as they don't care about all groups. If you look at the work that we've done in the injustice arena, work on criminal justice reform, both at the national level and some of our governors at the state level, this is another one of those areas because many of these student athletes come from impoverished or underprivileged communities, and making the kind of money that the NCAA does on the backs of unpaid labor, I think is an atrocity, and I think it is something that's for time to be able to undo. And I believe this piece of legislation will not only get to the House, the Senate, and hopefully the President signs it into law by the end of the year.